Hi everyone, this is Michelle and thank you for joining me today on my channel. I am here with you today with a process video for my creative scrapbook using their limited edition November kit. And so the stars of the show for this layout are going to be the tags that you saw just a few moments ago from the Simple Stories Yuletide collection. And then this stencil from Vicky Booten. Um, so I'm going to use the Tim Holtz embossing ink through this stencil and then through a couple other star stencils to give it a little bit of different depth and size. I'm going to go ahead and cover that with white embossing powder and hit it with my embossing tool to create kind of a starry background. And so I've already dried some of it, and so I'm adding just a few more layers of stars, and then I have my ink. And so I believe I used sapphire, chip sapphire, and uh, the blue jeans. I can't remember the name of it. The faded jeans, I think it is. So I'm adding using that and water to kind of create a night-looking sky, even though my pictures, as you see, are not evening pictures, but that's okay. And I go ahead and add a little bit of black watercolor and some white splatters just to give it some different depth here and there. So yeah, I love making this type of background where it can be really loose colors, lots of water, so not real edgy, pretty easy to do, and I really like the results. And so I am going to go ahead and add a bit of splatters and kind of still trying to figure out how far down on the paper I'm going to go. Um, and adding a little bit more water with my paintbrush, softening up some edges, and just playing. It's just fun to play with color. So, um, yeah. So I think I am getting close to being done with that part. I have off camera, I did stamp some trees into the background there, just to give a little hint of trees behind the ephemera bits I'm going to be adding here. There you go. You can see those. So it just gives it just a little bit more depth. And so, using the tags to create a little Christmas tree look, I have some pictures on some of them, and then the ones without pictures, I tried to use some of the fun images, the Santa Claus, and then that evening in the snow up towards the top right. And yeah, these pictures are uh, from last year when my daughter was home from Colorado. We went down to Seattle and went to the Seattle Christmas market. And so you'll see that picture with Julia there in the center, has the Space Needle in the background. Um, and I it was just a great day. We had a lot of fun together, and hadn't been to this particular Christmas market before, so had some good food, a good time, and I'm really glad we did it. So um, I'm not going to do a lot of embellishments, and so that's really different from me. But there was, there's a lot, like I said, I really wanted the stars to be the focus, the tree with the tags. And so I'm going to do the trees, and I decided to kind of create a little bit of a look of a path with this red and white baker's twine. So I'm going to use that down at the bottom. And I'm going to have just a few flowers along the twine. And up at the top there, I'm trying to decide, do I want to use a flower? But nope, I'm going to use a star. That makes the most sense to go at the top of my tree. And I am happy with how everything is going so far. So I really like that about this collection, about this kit, actually. You can really use the more formal bits for a really striking formal layout, but you can also, pull out some of the more uh, fun, light colors to do something with just a whole different look. And so I'm going to use a word strip up on the towards the top of my tree, try to figure out which one I want to use there. I am going to use that 25 days of Christmas, which is really going out there for me because it really I tend to really be literal with my titles, and I just need to let that go. It doesn't have to be a page that has something that represents all 25 days of Christmas. It could just be 25 days of Christmas, December, fun month. This is something fun that we did in the month of December, and that's all good. And I need to just be fine with that. And so, um, it's we all have our hangups. I am going to use evergreen bow to do a lot of the inking of my edges. I am going to use the poinsettia piece on either side of my Christmas tree. So that is a little bit of embellishment I'm going to do. I figured out what my little word phrase was going to be. I think I do stick with that holly jolly, and I add a couple more word phrases as well. I'm going to go ahead and glue down my tree, and I'm just using that. I love that My Sweet Petunia glue dispenser. I don't know if any of you have tried it, but it just does make gluing so much easier. And you can use whatever glue you want in it. I think I can't remember what I might be using art glitter glue in that one. But it just makes it's just so much easier on your hand, and it's really easy to create a bead of glue, so I highly recommend it. All right, so I have tied off, I think, all of my um, tags at this point, figuring out where I want my title. I think it is going to go over on that side. I'm going to go ahead and look at adding some more little bits and pieces. But like I said, I'm not going to add a whole lot to this layout. I show restraint. And so I'm going to use these black word strips, and I am going to add some flowers along my little path there. Um, and that's going to be, most of the embellishments. And so, but hopefully you do get the tree as the focal point and that starry sky. Okay, so I think I have a lot of my pieces inked at this point, and now I'm going to look at my flowers. I thought about putting them in the trees, but I decided to do it along the path instead. I have my little greenery leaves I'm going to do with them. And I take a look at that flower and I said, "No, I am not going to do it on this one." So um, that is most of what I have that is going to go on this layout. The only other thing I'm going to add, and it's going to be off camera, is I have little alphabet stickers that I'm going to spell out Seattle Christmas Market, and I'm going to have that under my 25 Days of Christmas. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this layout. Check out my creative scrapbook and check out this beautiful kit. Here are some close-ups, and feel free to like or subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.